Okay. Sorry. Okay, so our first application is a return 10 High Meadows Road. Do we have anyone on here? Colbert?
Hey Daisy, sorry I'm here.
That's okay.
Hey guys, hello everybody.
Hi.
Hey, Bob.
Where did I put some of this stuff?
Is anyone here for 10 High Meadows? Okay, so we can go to the next application. Hello?
Sorry.
The next application is 59 Fox Den Road. Kathy Sullivan, she's returning.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay,
Yeah.
if everyone can mute their computer.
Okay, I'll share my screen in a second. So we were asked to take a look at two windows on two walls. I'd like to just show you what we did. The walls in question were the sidewall in the garage. We've made the windows all the same size. And in the back, I'd like to talk about this. We were asked to look at putting a double hung window to match the others. What we had was a window that was a square because it fit better into the bathroom. What it was is we have a room that has a feature window. This is showing it with a double hung. What we would like to have is something like this. The dark area shows pretty much where a person's head would be if they were in the tub. And so we think it would be just a better solution to stay with the square. Something I wanted to just get your opinion on. And I wanted to show you this property is right here and it borders on Yorktown. And I mean, when I looked at how the ARB is supposed to look at properties, now there's a lot of concern from the streets, from other neighbors. There really isn't a neighbor facing towards the rear. And I just wanted to bring that up because I'm just to see if that had any impact on being able to on your review of that facade.
Well, the board does look at all four elevations, so so can we see what it looks like with the square window?
Yep. Looks like this. And it's in a very eclectic back of the house. I mean, there's big windows, there's doors, there's all sorts of things, no real rhyme or reason across the board. But, you know, as I mentioned, I was looking at this as the impact that it would have on that space. And I feel that that's probably kind of a significant thing since it has little impact on the kind of arrangement of the windows on this facade and impact on any person that would see it since it can't be seen by anybody really. So, but this is how the window looks.
Can you just remind us, what did we see the last time? Was that were there other changes?
What we did after our first meeting, and we didn't have meeting minutes to go back to this, we were asked to look at extending the house, continuing the cantilever towards the front. Let me get to this.
We had requested at the last meeting for 3 equal size square windows on the side elevation, 1 double hung by the chimney, and 1 casement at the rear. And we also suggested possibly adding a window on the garage side elevation, but the architect had stated adding horizontal trim instead.
Didn't, that's,
Okay,
Um,
so she
no.
did make the changes on the elevation.
yeah, this is the,
Right.
this is,
No.
this is what we were initially asked for, to extend it to show the overhang, which we did, and then clarify that we were going to put trim around as it is already. On this side, we were asked to put a window in an existing wall, but we were asked to make these all to be the same size.
Right.
And
Okay.
I don't remember it being a double hung. I thought they were all supposed to be the same size. And then in the back is where we were asked to look at, this is what we had proposed. And then this is what we were asked to put in a double hung to match the others. And the mention was that this could be a casement as long as it was the same shape. But I should show it. I just showed this as a double hung.
I would think, guys, we could let the square window go. It makes more sense on the interior, and the back has eclectic windows too. It's not like it's a rigid pattern. This is the only different window.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with the back.
The side looks like it was cleaned up nicely.
Yes.
And those are the only two things you're here for today?
Yeah, that was those two elevations were the two things that we needed to look at. And
Okay.
yeah, and it was just, like you say, sort of straightening out the elevation on one side. And then I thank you for considering the impact.
So I think the only other thing we asked though is we asked for a window in the garage, but is that,
It's an existing,
Garage.
that's existing? So,
Yes.
okay, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine. then.
Good. Brandon, Travis, anything?
No, I agree.
Sounds like she picked up the comments. So
Okay, you're approved. Daisy, you know which ones are the last and greatest drawings? Will we clear on? Yeah,
I'm
okay.
good. Mhm.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate you working with us.
thank you very much for your time. Take care.
Thanks, Kathy. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for everything, Daisy. Appreciate all your help.
Sure. Okay. Is the first application here?
Yeah,
Oh.
sorry, I was having internet issues.
Oh, that's okay. How are you?
I'm good. How are you all? Thank you.
Good.
Hello.
So you're returning the roof plan with matching the
I will
elevation?
go ahead and share my
Mm.
screen.
Okay.
So we are,
I think she's having issues.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Frozen, yeah.
frozen.
Daisy, maybe you could share the screen and she could just,
I can, but I don't know if she can hear me.
she come back? No,
No, I think she disconnected.
yeah.
Okay. Do we want to wait or go on to the next stop?
She's coming back, looks like.
Oh, hi. You want me to share my screen and you just do the talking?
yeah, that would be great. I'm gonna join from my phone.
Hold on 1 second. My internet's acting up. Hold on.
Want me to do it? I can probably do it.
Yeah, for some reason I can't open up.
I'll do it.
Submissions.
Which one is this?
This one is 10 High Meadows Road.
Let me see. Spring Valley. 10 High Meadow. Let me just find the right one. Hold on. 10 Dogwood.
Mine's open.
Yeah, I got all these open, but I don't see.
Oh,
No, here it is. I got it. Right, I got it. I just like opened up all the tabs before. Can you guys see it?
Yep.
Okay. All right, tell me, is this too big? Can I shrink it down? Let's see. Yeah. All right. All right, is this where you're
So,
expanding?
Yep,
wanna
so
walk?
it's an existing garage. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're going in and out.
Okay, I don't know what's happening. Okay, so it's an existing garage. We were here a couple of weeks ago, 2 meetings ago. We are just showing a change to the roof. Currently
All
it's a
right.
flat roof, which is actually has now fully failed due to the snow loads. It's leaking, and we're putting in a pitched roof, a pitched metal roof. We adjust the rear elevation to show the angle, and one of the other members requested the main house elevations be somewhat included in the elevations of the new garage to show context.
This helps.
So some of that.
Yeah, Stanley caught some. All right, so this is the front elevation side and the rear, right?
The rear, yeah.
Oh, but we're not seeing the rest of the house.
So the rest of the house is I added in as much as I could deduce from photographs. It's not part of the contract or any of work and none of the work is being done on the main house. It's just on the garage. And the photograph, I mean, we can submit additional photographs, but the work is solely on the roof of the garage.
But when the
But it's just
architecture
hard
review
to
board, we're looking at an object, we want to look at it in the context of the house, right? And we don't know the house, we've never been there. So we're trying to understand how this looks as a composition with the house.
Right. So the geometry, we did submit in our first application images of the entire house, photographs of the entire house, all 4 facades. So the new geometry does fit with the style of the house. And the new windows we are putting in are in the same vein as there are some fixed windows above the entryway of the main house.
Daisy, do you have another application that you can open?
I'm gonna try to pull it up now. Hold on.
All right, I seem to remember seeing it, but
Okay.
I'm going to stop sharing.
I'm able to, yeah. For some reason, I can't open up my, it's in, the town, it's on the link that I send you guys. I can't open it.
All right,
It's
the
like
link.
for-
The one in the
Yeah,
email?
is it here? Wait, am I sharing again? Let me show up. Is it in here?
I don't see it.
Is it in-
Yeah, so
Dr.
you're gonna go to January 19th, I believe was her
Oh.
meeting. Nope, so she must have been January 5th.
It was the 5th, yes.
Okay, so
Pine
10.
Meadows? Is it?
Oh.
Yes?
Yep,
All right. Do I get a promotion for doing this?
It's this, I'm seeing the same files.
So this she expanded a little bit, but not the full house. Do we have photos of the house? Do we have something of the house?
They were included in the submission, but not as part of this PDF. This is just the PDF of the
Mm.
drawing.
Yeah, so, we'd like to see the composition, not just this object.
Yeah, I guess because we did submit as part of our original submission, like a full site plan.
we may have the physical pictures, but because we're virtual, it needs to be part of the,
No, it was part of the digital submission as well. It was all on that.
Can you find it on your computer?
I'm trying to pull it up and I can reverse my camera to.
Oh.
Are you able to see my?
No, I'll stop sharing. You can grab the link in the bottom middle where it says share screen.
Well, I can't, I'm on my phone, so I've flipped my camera around. That's the problem.
We
Because-
can't see that.
Yeah, I see a bunch of
They're teeny.
propane tanks.
So that's,
Yeah, and I'm
No,
sorry,
they're
I'm in
teeny.
the original submissions. I don't have the pictures, so I'm sorry, I don't have that. I just have what Bob just shared.
yeah, we had put it on the jump drive that we provided. Yeah, my internet is completely down, so.
Oh, so you're just using cellular.
Yeah, that's where, I don't know what has happened tonight.
Do you want to hold on? We'll go on to the next application and we'll see if your internet starts working.
Yeah, it looks
Okay.
like it's back up and running, so I'll just switch over to my computer.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. We can come back.
Okay. So the next one is mathnasium. So I see they're returning. Hold on one second. Let me just go to my notes. The board requested for the tenant and the sign representative to return with the size typo corrected and to make an outline of the A+. Also to include the math learning center drawn to scale on the fascia, and the placement of where the sign will go also needs to be corrected as part of the approval process.
All right, I'll share. This is Robert Banta.
Hi, yes.
And let's go, first of all, the corrected shop drawing. With the description, it's half-inch cut acrylic that'll be stud mounted on the fascia. And this is showing the outline of the A+ graphic. That will actually be white acrylic that would match the white of the building. And the red chalk type area will be overlaid as a vinyl graphic. And the front facade with it in a proper context, as has been discussed, showing both the tagline and the outline of the letter.
Just curious,
And-
how did it get located? Is it supposed to be centered on something, or are there measurements for blank signs for the next people that just aren't there yet? It's just
Yeah,
curious.
that's
centered.
correct. That's correct. What you just said. Yes. There's going to be future signs for future retail tenants and tenants upstairs. Exactly.
Okay, just
But is that where the mathnasium sign will be?
Yep. Yep. As it's expressed on the rendering is where it will be.
Okay.
is
And
it
then
going
here's
on the
the-
back too?
Here's the rear facade. Here we go.
Is there a reason it's not centered in between the windows on the front and the back?
That's what I was asking. I'm guessing that there are,
Should be
they measured
centered.
out 6 or 7 and none of them are real. They just, it's not really measured on anything.
It's based on the other tenant signs as well, which are forthcoming.
So how many total tenants are there?
Well, how many total tenants will have signage?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure each of the tenants will want a sign, right?
Right. Right.
Okay.
At least 7.
Okay.
It's almost a shame they don't start the first one close to the words Chapel Building and then just keep going. Since it's, it's not really over your door or anything like that.
Yeah,
It's
well,
not-
that's a good point, Robert. Because actually, what in a couple of future meetings, what we'd like to do is move the Chappaqua Building sign all on this rendering, the rear rendering, all the way to the left, which is the south. And then on the front rendering, if you could go back to that, the front rendering we'd like to move the Chappaqua Building sign all the way to the right. And where the Chappaqua Building sign is now, we're going to have the upstairs tenants have signage there, which makes more sense because that's where the entrance to the building is. And actually, that's where the prior upstairs tenants had signage as well.
So are you really going to put this mass sign floating exactly where it is now? Is that a logical place to do that on a blank canvas?
Yeah, because the to the right of and these are all very good questions, but they're logically explained. Right to the right is the ice cream stores windows, so they will have their sign above there, and their door, the entrance to their store, is going to be the one on the left there, where exactly where the cursor is now. Mathnasium, this is the front of the building, but their space is in the rear of the building. And then to the right of the sign will be the ice cream, and then to the left of the sign is going to be for the tenant where the old local space was. So it's logical to put it there in the sense that it's on that side of the building, but it's in the rear, and the tenants who are fronting Greeley Avenue will have signage above their windows.
But even so, with that said, shouldn't then the ice cream shop have their sign centered over those windows?
Well, it's hard to center everything on the windows, because if you center them, then it reduces the size of the signs, and you want the signs big enough to be seen from the street. And with the Chappaqua Building signage, where we want to put it all the way over to the right, you really need to, we finessed this a lot with our sign people. We came up with what we thought was the best for all the tenants.
Well, I'm just a little worried about, is Tom on the call?
Tom is not. Steve is on. Steve Davis.
Steve,
Now,
I think
Bob,
we
just-
will probably have some kind of requirement as to how much space there will be between each sign.
And when this sign goes up, is it going to be blank? Is everything removed? Is everything going to be removed? Or are you going to have any old signs that we're just not seeing in this image? What's it going to look like the day this goes up?
What's
No,
the day it goes up?
Is local still up? Is the sign local still up?
no, that's
Still
all.
up, yeah, but we're taking it.
Well, the sign's up,
Yeah,
but
yeah, it's
Everything's
still up.
coming down.
Okay, is everything coming down before
Yes.
this goes up, so that the first day you
Yes.
unveil this sign, it'll look exactly like
Yes.
this image?
Yes, yes.
So,
well,
so
exactly, but the Chappaqua Building is going to be above the door.
Correct. We would like to move that.
We're gonna
over.
switch
We'll
it.
be doing that in a future meeting. Yes.
So, so Bob, I don't have that on the agenda. So am I making notes of that today for that building permit that was originally approved?
I'm sorry, who are you asking us?
Are we having them return, or am I taking?
I don't know.
We're-
So let's take a step back. What are you asking?
Haven't submitted
What are you
for that
asking
yet.
us to be approved today? You asking for only?
Mathnasium.
Okay,
That's already, the Chappaqua Building sign is already approved. We're just asking for the Mathnasium. So what you had requested was to put up what is already approved, and that's exactly what we've done, with the exception of the Mathnasium, which is what we're going through tonight.
all right, so
I just
guys,
have a
what,
question, because Bob, he's saying that the sign was approved, but part of the approval is the placement. So if we're making that change, I need to make the change, part of that approval.
We're not
So-
asking for that change right now.
no,
Yeah,
I think what they're asking for is to put this up, but they're gonna put up the Mathnasium before the Chappaqua Building. And then before they put the Chappaqua Building, they're coming back to us.
that's
Okay.
correct, Robert.
So.
So we're
we-
just here for
we-
Mathnasium.
So they're just for Mathnasium, and we as a group, though, now knowing that they're planning on coming back, should be viewing this as if the Chappaqua Building was to the right. And would we have any objections to the Mathnasium sign, knowing that the other request is coming, even though we're not going to approve it tonight?
Sure.
I mean,
Well, I
just
also
think
find
it's
it very
not-
hard.
Go
I think it's
ahead.
very hard to approve when we don't see the other signs, and I realize you don't necessarily have all the tenants
Right.
in place yet. But I need to understand,
Exactly.
like, how much do we have a
well,
given-
there should be
Did-
Sorry.
some space in between, and we need to
Yeah,
know
we're gonna
that.
make it look
And
tasteful. There's going to be space in between. It's not going to look like a hodgepodge. We wouldn't do that.
Well,
We're
I'm
trying to do-
it is
Yeah,
going
what
to
you
look
re-
like a hodgepodge because it's all different logos. So
well, it's a
it is just by,
multi-tenant building, right? Just like, Citibank across the street with the pizza.
And it's 80 feet long.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
but are you guys intending to give everybody the same rectangle to play with on the facade? Is
general.
everybody gonna get the same size sign? Because what you really should do is have like a dotted line showing there's gonna be 8 of them or whatever it is. This is the first one going up, so we know that they're almost slotted, right? I mean, if you had a vertical sign, everybody would get a slot, right? It would just go in a slot, they'd be measured even. Are you doing the same thing here and we just don't?
This is where the first one will be going. And then we're going to use that as our center point and work off of that, or we're not centered, but we'll work off of Mathnasium to put the other signage up.
Because you're at risk of trying to squeeze things in later when you don't have enough space or.
But we're going to have enough space. We have it all, planned out. We're just waiting to see which tenants fall into place.
Exactly.
Yeah, so each tenant, there's a particular square footage of sign that each of the tenants will have. So essentially it'll be that same sign repeated. I mean, did you say 7 tenants? 8?
Yeah, we think we're going to be able to fit. Look, there's going to be more tenants in the building, but we only have so much signage. And to somebody's point earlier, we're trying to make it, not look like a hodgepodge. So we're not allowing every single tenant signage on the building, just the major tenants.
Oh.
So I just think you guys need to be prepared with your eyes open, so we're not treating you unfairly. I think that if at some point when you start adding these, they're not proportional and you don't have room, we may say to you, move this over, take it out and move it. We don't like the way you're squeezing it in. And if you were starting at one end and working way over, it'd be easier. So you have to have confidence that you're really going to drop these in proportionally and equally so that they'll look nicely spaced like it was master planned.
Yes.
Otherwise, don't say that we're bad guys if we say, you know what, that looks awful now that you're squeezing it in. We want you to move the mathnasium sign.
Yep, they're all going to be spaced
I
out.
mean, right now there are, I don't know if Dan's motions are there.
Yeah,
If that sign
it
is still there, but
It is.
there's essentially, let's call the for rent sign that I'm looking at on Google Map a sign. So there's 4 and we're now talking 8. I'm just a little worried as to how this is going to look. And I need to know if we have, and Steve, maybe you can answer this, if we have guidelines as to what kind of space is required in between each sign. So there is some room to breathe because 8 signs are a lot.
At one point, we saw, I thought, an image that had a lot of signs.
I'm sending this. I cannot chat with everybody.
Do you want me to take my share down?
Yeah, could you? And then I can just share something. Thank you.
There are no guidelines though, based on, how far apart you guys want signage on a multi-tenant building. None exists. So we're just, again, we're going to do the right thing, the tasteful thing. We live in town here. We're doing the right thing here.
Are these for rent signs coming down or are those going to be staying up till you rent the space?
Well, I don't know, Bob, I don't know if this is
Is this
current.
current? I don't
No,
know.
I don't know if it's current. I mean, look at the leaves on the tree.
No, that's current. That's what's there.
Is it current? Is that what's there?
Yeah.
So everything's going to come off and you're going to put up the mathnasium in the location on the image?
Right
Yeah.
around
Everything's
here.
going to get painted. It's all coming off.
All right, guys, for me, I think it's okay as long as the understanding is that they know we're going to want this to be nicely master planned. We're trusting that that they have a plan, and
Yeah,
otherwise they might have to move.
We
things
have a
very
plan.
differently.
Yeah, we have a plan and every tenant, is going to want their own logo and identity, obviously. But yeah, it's going to look super tasteful. It's going to be nicely spaced out. We don't want it looking like a hodgepodge either. And like I said before, not every tenant in the building is going to be entitled to a sign based on, Steve and I's master plan to make it look very tasteful.
So let me just ask a question. So for instance, if we could, make sure if a lot of the signs are like this mathnasium where they have a strong horizontal
Right.
line, let's say, are they all going to fall on that same access point?
Correct. Yes, they'll all be.
These are just,
Right.
things
Yeah.
to
It's all
keep
gonna
in
be,
mind.
the sign band is 2 feet tall, and we have about
Mhm.
80 feet. So if you think about it, 80 feet for 7 tenants and then 1 building sign, it's 10 feet per sign. It's plenty of room. And each sign is not even going to be 10 feet wide.
That's correct.
So it's plenty of room, plenty of separation, while maintaining each individual tenant's identity.
Yeah, I mean, the mathnasium sign proposal to me seems fine. It looks like what you're intending here is that the black in this logo, other than the A plus, which I'm fine with, a little accent color red, carries over with the black in your Chappaqua building sign. And I would like to kind of see that throughout all the other ones too, which is to say, fine, if a company has a color or a little font that they want to throw in as accent, that's fine. But having some of the same black in every sign, I think is going to give it a nice coherent look.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Brendan. And that's exactly what we're doing. Each tenant is going to be generally the same color and style with their own accent thrown in, which you'll be seeing in the coming weeks and months.
Great.
Yeah, I think Dan said it best. It's each tenant's going to get about 10 foot of linear space on that soffit. So
But you'll see, right, that's right. So the
But-
mathnasium sign, that's not even 10
it's not the 10 foot. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
to the amount of separation in between each sign. So again, before we came in, we were very conscious of that detail.
All right, I'm okay with it with all those understandings.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Daisy, we okay? Does Tom have any comment?
Steve is on the line.
Tom's not here today.
I
Tom's not
said
in.
Tom had a comment. But Steve, is Steve here?
Steve is here. He's muted right now.
Okay, do we have to, can we approve this subject to a building department comment? Because from a design standpoint, I think we're okay, as long as the building department's okay.
Yeah, I mean, Steve is on the line, so I'm sure he heard everything, and I will relay the message to Tom.
Okay, if they flag anything, then if you would reach out to these gentlemen, but otherwise it's approved.
Great.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
Okay. So I think 10 High Meadows is back.
Yes, third time is a charm, hopefully, with this evening. So I pulled up the photographs of the house. Let's So we did provide the context photos. This is as you approach the house and the driveway. And you can see from the road that most of it's concealed. This is from the bottom of the driveway. Then this is leading up to the front of the garage. And so the existing house is back here with very similar geometry to what our design is proposing. We are mimicking the fixed windows that are up here and along here with the same mullion ratios. Also, all the materials that you see currently on the garage will remain or be replaced to match. This is the side of the house, the rear, or sorry, the other side, and this is the rear facade with that angled wall that continues here.
Comments? I'm good with it.
I'm good with it. I don't think it changes the garage that much to where it would kind of throw off any of the scale or proportions or anything compared to the what it is now.
And Brendan, you think?
No, I'm just looking at the plans again. Yeah, I
I th-
think it's fine.
I think I remember the main comment was just to be able to draw the elevations correctly.
Mhm.
I think. So
Okay.
with the slant and the roof.
Yeah, that was the rear elevation had to be adjusted.
Okay. Brandon, anything? You all right?
Oh, no, yeah, that's all.
It's good. Okay, you're approved. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sorry for all the technical difficulties.
It's okay.
Okay, so our next application is 15 Martha Place. And
Hey,
Patrick
hey.
is on
15 Martha's Place.
Martha Place. Is anyone else joining you?
Oh,
Um,
the top
my
of the
wife might
list.
be watching, but she's with our toddler and our infant upstairs, so she's just
Okay.
watching.
Okay, do you want to share your screen?
Yeah. Actually, this here. There you go. Can you see? Bright red.
Yep.
Mhm.
So I'm Patrick. I'm the owner. I'm also the filing architect for the project. My wife and I bought this property last year, and we've been working with the zoning board for a few items to improve an unimproved road that leads up to the vacant lot at 15 Martha Place. On Martha Place, there's currently 3 single-family residences that exist, and we're improving this per our conversation with the zoning board. And the property sits on our quarter A zoning, but it's at approximately 0.39 acres, so it's a little oversized for that zoning area. Starting with the site context, we can look at the neighboring properties. I think would be helpful. So I've gathered a selection of some of our neighbors here, close perimeter, and laid them out so we can get a look at what stylistically we have from the neighbors, which is a range of bespoke homes from Cape Cods to colonials, Dutch colonials, craftsman homes, all around approximately the same size. I'd say 2,000 to 3,000 square feet for most of them. And we are looking to kind of stick within that same size. And in a way, we want to look to modernize and simplify this classic side gabled house with 2nd-story overhangs. So here we are looking at the site plan. It's being dictated by several different site conditions that we have. One, we're meeting the setbacks for the zoning area. So we're offset 40 from the front and a combined 30 on each side, but we've exceeded that to press the building more towards the east side due to the slope of the site. We want to be able to give some breathing room between ourselves and the neighbors on Park Drive downhill so that we're not kind of directly on top of their rear yard. And in doing so, we're providing a drive-in garage at the basement, but we've created these wraparound porches on this side to allow a bit of volumetric setback so that we don't get a straight 30-foot rise along that western facade. Access to the site is also placed on this southwestern corner due to the improvements that we have to make to Martha Place and how we have to grade the road to get to the vacant lot. So we also are looking to avoid some conflict with some old growth trees. I'd like to try to maintain as many of those as possible. So that has, in a way, dictated where we place the building on the site. There's some really large oaks and a few I believe maples that I want to try to maintain. I want to keep them there because they give the site a really nice character and kind of help the building blend in with the environment. Also, the county approved septic location and the required offsets are a bit of a determination of the footprint location. So, as I said, the proposed house would be in keeping with the size of the neighborhood and we're going to have 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, a powder room, an open plan.
Can you put through the plans and some elevations?
Yeah, I had some materials. If we wanted to talk about materials at some point, I can come back to that. I also included elevations for window wall ratio if we want to speak to those.
This is a brand new house, brand new structure?
Yeah. So the ground floor is relatively open. You'd enter through the foyer, and then we would have a atrium space that above has a large picture window that brings light into the middle of the home. Also a symmetrical picture window on the north facade where the den will be. But this will bring light down in through the atrium into the dining room, to the family room. We also have these sliding patio doors, which we can open up and kind of let the hillside roll through the house and down. So we can entertain and have people on the deck and in and out of the family room, and also open it up and allow breezes through and cool the house during the summer. And the large light will also allow us to gather a little bit of heat gain in the winter. We also have this other large patio door that will open up to the outer deck, connecting the kitchen to an outdoor dining area. Trying to keep this plan as open as possible so that we can have a family room that connects to dining and a kitchen that's very visible for our 2 young children that will be playing around this area. At the second floor, we have the girls' 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, a home office, where it looks like my wife and I might be doing a little more work there than we had initially anticipated. So we're trying to make it a comfortable space for us to live and work from time to time. And then a bedroom suite with an ensuite and a walk-in closet. All of the second floor windows minus the tempered glass picture windows will be casement windows to allow for, well, some of them will be for egress, but then also to keep a steady datum throughout the facade, which we can look at here. Keeping this line steady. I do believe we actually want to bring this up to a line as well. And then trying to maintain a similar ratio of the sliding windows and the picture windows, but all of these casements will be identical. Get to this side, we're looking at a very traditional, in a way traditional side gable profile, but in a way extruding it in a way that we hope appears a little more modern, or an update to the side gable. Again, at the rear yard, we'll have these sliding windows that open up to the back in a very similar elevation. This is the facade that I gave a bit of play to because I didn't want to have a building that had a 35-foot flat surface. So I set back the first floor and allowed for a bit of a wraparound porch that brings you out to this deck here. It gives you a bit of change in depth so that you don't have this continuous wall, and so that we aren't so oppressive on the neighbors to the west. Sections through the home, showing this atrium space down through the middle.
But the box itself is it's just flat on 4 sides, right? The 2 stories line up with each other everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you want to show us the do you want to show us that the drawing, the rendering you had? Because I think there's a
Yeah, I actually have
a little better.
I sent one. There was one on the front of the drawing package here, which is kind of a black and white. It might be better if we look at these in color.
Yeah, maybe you can speak to the different materials.
Yep. So in terms of materiality,
Okay.
No, it's better.
we're proposing some materials that might look a little more modern in their application at the onset, but I think over time the solid wood siding will weather naturally, so it's not going to be so bright orange and raw.
What kind of wood is it? What kind of wood is it?
We'll be going with pine.
Pine,
Yeah. So this will weather and will start to blend in with the natural environment a little bit better. while the standing seam metal siding and roofing will allow for us to have kind of an ease of maintenance, but in a way that's a little more understated. Like we're choosing this kind of dark gray color so that it doesn't pop out so much. And the framing for the windows will all be black frames on the interior and exterior for those casement windows, as well as the sliding glass.
Using standing seam metal roof on the facade as well. You're rolling it down the second story.
Yeah, that comes, oops, here we go, this here. So it'll come down, go for a hidden eave.
What's the roof in the middle?
So what I'm developing as an enclosures design is a wood slat rain screen. So there'll be sleepers underneath. There'll be a weatherproofing membrane beneath that. The wood slat will then sit atop those. It'll allow rain to come down to the weatherproof membrane and then roll down to a hidden gutter system at the eave.
And that window in the middle pops out as much as it looks like it's popping out?
Right now, or initially I had it set to this, which was about 6 inches popped out. My wife and I had just recently talked to our builder this past week. They're thinking it might be a better idea if we align that with the wood slat facade. So that will actually align with the face of these wood panels.
So you said you had to go through zoning for what? Can you?
For an improvement on the road. A 201A variance.
Improvement on the road.
Can you go to the other elevations? Do you have this colored rendering model on the other sides too? Well, it's certainly different than the vernacular of all the other houses in the neighborhood. It's also interesting, the elevations look so very flat. This does not look so flat. Is this accurate?
I think over time, the wood will.
No, not the color of the wood, the depth of the elevations. The drawings to me, I don't know you guys, to me, they look very, very flat. This does not look so flat. The windows have depth, the frames, the overhanging eaves of the standing seam roof.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
There's lots of
drawings.
dimension to it.
Yes, the drawings. Well, there's no shadowing. There's nothing. So on the drawings. So on the line drawings. I mean, I think it's very interesting. I think I kind of know the neighborhood. It's definitely going to look a lot different from the neighborhood, from the other houses, and that's part of our charge, is to make sure that the new homes fit in well. So that's my concern. It's not to say that I don't like the design of it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Very different.
It's very different, yeah. In the past, what we've done is, we'll tour around the neighborhood a little, because we obviously don't know all the neighborhoods in Chappaqua. I think it may give us a better sense of how we perceive it and how we think it will fit.
What part of town is this in? Where is this?
It's off of Douglas, right?
It's off Douglas.
It's near Douglas, yeah.
It's on our side.
It's also in a part of that neighborhood that, well, currently, because the road is unimproved, only sees very local traffic. So it's a bit secluded behind, you turn off of Park Drive onto Martha Place and it's a gravel road. And it may become less secluded as we clear some trees, but not all trees, but in a way isn't the most prominent accessed street, I would say, for the neighborhood.
Oh,
This is maybe higher. Oh, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
This is maybe higher than some of the other houses, right?
It is lower than 11 Martha Place, which is to the east. But as the hill slopes down, the next neighboring property is 84 Park. It'll sit higher than that, which is why I was saying I wanted to offset more towards 11 Martha so that our higher facade, this western facade here,
Mhm.
doesn't sit directly on top of 84 Park. I think if I look at it in the site plan, the initial site plan, the property is here. 11
Houses look
Martha
Pretty
is
close to each other.
taller. Well, because we'll be settling down and setting into the side of the hill a little bit more than this. Our drive will come underneath, and I think it'll be probably more in line with their first ridge line off of their western facade here.
This is one where the other one we saw that they notified the neighbors. I wish the neighbors, had noticed.
I think I'm with Ann, just like we did 3 or 4 meetings ago, we went and took a look at the actual site and the surroundings and give us a better sense of what's going on.
I agree.
In this area, I'm not familiar.
84 Park is the house here to this kind of navy house, is to the west. I think they just added this addition here. So they did add a second story, but I think even so, with the way the hill is, it'll still be slightly higher.
We're not looking for houses to all be the same, but it's, as you know, it's very unusual compared to the vernacular of these houses. And, we just want to get a feel for how much it's going to stand out in the neighborhood and how much it'll blend in.
Mhm.
So why don't we do
Understood.
that? Why don't we find a weekend? We'll reach out to each other offline and you want to do it Saturday, Sunday morning? Check schedules of the rest of the group too.
Would this include me as well, or do you travel independently?
I think we can go on our own, Al, right?
Yep.
I mean, we should print copies of the drawings and take them with us.
Patrick, has there been anything done to the site?
No, we haven't gotten building permits yet. So the first thing we'll have to do is do some clearing. Understandably, you don't want to do any clearing until you have the building permits because no one wants to authorize cutting down a bunch of,
Well, yeah,
there's
exactly.
large trees there. Yeah.
Are the corners staked out though? Can we see where the house is located on the site? Is it marked?
They are not, and it might be a little. I think what's helpful to look at while you're there, if you do print out these drawings, and I think I sent a more high res version of these in the package that was sent than kind of what we're viewing right now. What will help you kind of identify things, or mostly will be this tree plan here. There's a large pine here, and then there's a smaller coniferous tree to the east of it. The property aligns with that. There's a yard that travels slightly over the property line and back, and then it goes down to a large tree in the bottom corner, and then there's a line of trees that kind of bound the north end of the property. It is not.
Do you live in the
staked out
house
yet.
now? Do you live in the house currently?
There is no.
There's no house yet.
Oh, there is no
Vacant
house
lot.
there.
It's a
Oh,
vacant
it's vacant. It's completely
Yeah.
vacant. I missed that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the front of the house lines out with the setbacks of the other two houses. And this is the time of the year when it's as visible as it will ever be, right? So
Yeah.
let's take a look. Let's go out there.
While you're there, I think if you think about the picture windows that are there, you'll kind of get an idea of this. Because there's so much visibility now, there's these miles long views straight out from the hill that are that I'm really trying to hope to capture as a space to sit in that little office and daydream.
Yeah, we have no issues with having windows to the back. It's just, you can appreciate, you've done a different house in the neighborhood. We just want to gauge our comfort level with that in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
we'll reach out to there's a bunch of us that aren't here that we want to reach out to, and we'll organize a meeting as quickly as we can the next week or two, and then we'll Daisy, we should probably put them on the next agenda, and hopefully we'll have seen the site before then.
Okay, will do. I'll
Great.
be in contact with you, Patrick.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And this is 15. what's the
Martha
other-
Place.
Martha Place.
The next meeting is the 16th, just so you know, okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Night.
Bye.
Okay, our next application is 59 Spring Valley Road. And I have George Hernandez on.
Good evening.
Hello.
How are you? Let me see if I can share screen.
Is it just you?
Yes, it is just me.
Okay.
I'm the architect for the project, JB Hernandez from ARQ PC Architecture. This project is located on Spring Valley Road near Glendale Road. It's closer to us and in Yorktown and parallel to 134. Mr. Triana owns the property. They've been living there for a while. They have currently a garage and a sloping property. And what we're looking to do is add a garage at the rear. He's a car aficionado. He wants to have cars and he wants to be able to store them inside. So this is currently the house from the street side. So this is the current two-car garage it has. As you can see, the property slopes toward the back. This is the rear of the property. And what we're trying to take advantage of the slope of the property. And this is the existing driveway, the existing garage. So we're going down towards the rear and we put in the four-car garage in the rear of the property. It will have 4 bays and it will also have a room above as an entertainment area. And the room in itself, the second floor of the proposed garage is a first, same level as the first floor deck of the main house, existing house. So this will be a side view. This will be toward this side is the street side. So this is the existing house, and this is the garage at the rear. This is the rear view of the garage. So this will be the view from their side of the property. This is the side view, and we do have a section, and we did kind of put together a massing model to show the idea of the property. This is the lower level. This is the main floor, and this is from the street side. That is the porch that the house has. Again, this is a rear view of the property, a 3D showing a rear view. Right now, if I go back to the picture of the house, the idea is to extend the same siding that they have and be able to maintain the same details that they have right now. The
Do you have a
size,
better photo of the front of the house?
I'm sorry.
Do you have a photograph of the front of the house? That's
I
kind of.
think we submitted, this should have been once submitted. I was trying to grab one. I believe I have a better picture, just need to. Let me see if I can share.
I think I hear Mary.
Oh,
Hi, Mary.
This is,
I'll mute, sorry.
There it is.
can you see that picture now?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the existing front of the house. And where you see this pickup in the rear, that's actually where the garage is going to be located. So as you can see the slope of the driveway, and this is from Google view.
I was just wondering if you had some gable in the front like you do. It seemed odd. You have a shed and a dormer gable in the middle of the garage. And I was wondering if that was in the house somewhere. And I guess it kind of is in the front.
It kind of is, yeah. Can we go back to the elevations, the
Mhm.
new elevations?
This would be it'd be the side view with the front of the garage.
So what's happening with the existing garage? Do you have the the elevation in the front of the house?
No, we don't have the elevation right now, but nothing is happening in the front of the house. Everything is
So it's going to
happening.
be it's going to be a 6-car garage
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
That corner rendering they had showed it. It was like on the corner. It's like, you go up a little more. There it is right there. See on the left? There it is.
Mhm.
It's like a
Mhm.
carport.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you show the back elevation, the gigantic blank wall I see in the back of the garage?
Yeah, it's up.
Not that.
Next,
there's
up,
another-
up. Right
Right.
there.
That's here, yes.
Yeah, we'd like to see some fenestration on all 4 sides of structures.
Okay. Some windows in the rear here, some openings.
Yeah.
And where is that in the corner? How come that's a structure? Is that second floor, but it's only on a portion of the building?
Yes, this is, we did this, we maintained the roof of the garage, but this was, as you go from the deck and the main, the front, the veranda that wraps around and it becomes an addition, a deck in the rear, in order to access the room above the garage, since it is sloped roof. Let me show you the plan. We did needed to have a little shed dormer, a different roof over the area in order to accommodate the door height and the ceiling height.
Do you have that corner, so to speak, shown on one of your models so it's more understandable what's happening?
We can do that. We can provide you with that.
Do you have it? I mean, like, these are very good drawings to show what's going on. Do you have that corner of the building in a model like this?
Yes, I don't have it and I can provide it for you.
Comments,
can-
guys? My other comments, I'd like to understand that corner. I'd like to see some fenestration, but otherwise I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Well, I want to ask the rest of the group. That's just my.
No, I'm fine. Same comments.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
Are those
So-
lights next to the door? Those boxes?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're having him return for the February 16th meeting?
Right. And please you've given a lot of thought to this structure, obviously, and you've put nice fenestration stuff. Do the same with the back, don't just put one token window. Try to make it look as nice as the other sides of the building.
Okay. Okay, we will do that. We will give you a rendering
Oh, I don't need this.
explaining how it works,
I needed some sauce.
the roof. So we will give you that and come back for the following meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. George, if you could just get that to me 1 week prior to the meeting.
Yep,
Thank you.
no problem.
Have a good night.
Good night. Thank you.
No.
Our next application is the steakhouse that came last week for the storefront. It's for a sign. Do we have anyone here for that?
Yeah, here, James Polinsky.
Oh, okay. Are you the only one?
Yes,
Okay. Do you want to share your screen?
sure. Okay, so from this was the existing, or the former Spoon restaurant. And we're actually the new owner is looking to do pretty much exact same thing of what was there. It's going to be a black sign, using the existing roof brackets, black in color with a metallic brass looking vinyl lettering, same size as what was there, same look, just basically a new owner or new logo, and that's about it. Nothing crazy going on here.
Is this engraved? Is it depth to this? Is it texture? Is this just flat vinyl lettering? What's the sign made of?
Yes, flat vinyl lettering.
Is that what's there
It's not
now?
I'm sorry.
Is that what Spoon had? Is that what Spoon was, guys?
It looks like it, but I don't know. I never went there.
Yeah,
I think that
I
there
don't
are there
remember.
pictures of do you have pictures of what's there now?
A better shot. I should. That's the sign that's there now.
Yeah. Need to work on our signage code team, so.
Oh, go. There's more.
Okay. And
And that looks engraved.
Is it engraved?
No, it looks like it.
I thought we had gotten
Doesn't
away
it?
from flat signs. I don't know. It's hard to. Can you
Let's
enlarge
see.
that? Can you blow that up?
Yeah, look. It
I
looks
mean,
like
I'm
it
seeing
is
shadows. and
It is
stuff.
engraved. It is engraved.
Yeah.
So yeah, we try to have depth and texture on signs, not just flat, flat signs with vinyl letters.
Okay.
Well,
Now,
I think what is I think Hilltop and Old Stone Trattoria, those are all engraved too, aren't they?
Yeah, they are all engraved, I think. Yeah.
What's the other?
So maybe use them as
There's
a
the
model
bank.
and try to emulate
There's
those.
the bank.
Yeah, it's some bank.
And I'm sure it's Chase, I think that I'm sure isn't it Chase? I'm sure
Yes, it's Chase.
that's not going to be vinyl letters.
okay.
Oh,
So
those are
if we
raised individual letters. I would match Old Stone and the liquor store.
if we were to keep the same layout and just engrave the sign, would that be okay?
Yeah, engrave with paint, painted or some things that, yeah. Look at the other signs and use them as a model. Old Stone Trattoria or Chase. But
Well, yeah,
basic-
I think the Hilltop kind of matches. The Trattoria matches. There's another sign, I can't tell what it is. That kind of matches what Spoon used to be, I think.
We okay with the basic graphics? Andy, have any comments to the graphics?
No, they seem to be fine.
What's
I don't know how
oh,
you can
well,
do
that's
that
a knife and
engraved on
fork.
that little plate, but
You're not gonna even see that. I didn't know that until we got close. It's cute. Yeah.
We would have to engrave some of it and then do a panel or something to give the plate or something like that.
Okay. But the border too. I think the borders are all engraved on these signs. Now, what material are you thinking of using? PVC? And
Yeah, that's pretty much
check
when
the
it's
other
painted.
signs. Check the other signs. Make sure they're not just nice wood.
Well, we want to paint it. So if it's a black painted, whether it's wood or whether it's PVC, you wouldn't tell the difference when it's painted.
No, actually, you probably would, but please take a look at the other signs and have some consistency.
So, what do we have to do? Have to give a different rendering or and come back, or could it be approved if it's a car sign?
No, I think you should come back and give us a proper, accurate drawing, you know? Yeah. I think the graphics are fine. Maybe the notes just need to change to show the depth of the engraving and show what's engraved and what material is what.
Okay.
You can get that to me 1 week prior to the meeting. The meeting is on the 16th, and I can add you on the agenda.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, our next application is 10 Brook Lane. Mary Scott.
I'm here.
Hi, Mary.
Hi. I'll share my screen.
Yes, please.
Okay, so let's see, make it a little bigger. So this is the site plan, small house in the ridge on Brook Lane, and Salem Road is up here. And I guess this is Hollow Oak over here. Let me show you the pictures and go back to the drawings. So here's the aerial view. You can see this is the corner with Hollow Oak. This is Brook Lane. Salem Road's up here. And, you know, it's a traditional cape that had an addition put on, I think in the 70s, and a one-car garage. It's the front of the house with the garage. So this was added. Originally, I think there was like a breezeway in between the garage and the house. This is the side going around where the garage is. It's kind of an unfortunate decision here with the way they joined this roof line. This is the back. House has actually lovely yard, pretty gardens. And you can see kind of the original part of the house. This was the original addition. This is the other side. And the neighbors, so this is 10. This is 12 Brook, which has had, excuse me, extensive renovations. This is directly across the street. And this is next door on the right side. So what we're proposing to do, excuse me, on the first floor, because most of these houses have these tiny entries and you're right up against the stair. Excuse me. We want to add a small area for an entry and a portico. So that would be this. And then interior renovations, we're taking out walls and we're moving the kitchen from this tiny area in the middle to the corner area here. On the upstairs, it's kind of a funny layout. It's got this playroom and a bedroom. And then there's a powder room, which actually has terrible head height. So we're proposing to kind of bust out the front so we can put a proper bathroom in the front. So you can see here, this would be the new bathroom. And then to kind of balance it out, we're adding a dormer in the other bedroom up there. So here is the new bathroom push out, and we're using the roof to kind of extend and become the entry portico roof and that extended entry. And then this is the dormer, as I say, to kind of balance out the front. At this point, we're matching the aluminum siding. At some point in the future, that may get changed. This is the side view of the push out. So this is the entry with a small window and the portico. And this is the rear with a door to the back. I had wanted to put a platform all the way across, but there's a window here, which is kind of critical in the laundry room, and the client really wanted to keep it. So this is kind of a truncated platform for this door. This is the view from the garage side and the entry once again, and the porch. And I think that's about it.
Are they redoing the existing roof, or is it gonna?
The roof is going to be redone. Yeah, it's in
Okay,
bad shape.
perfect. Yeah, it looked pretty rough.
I mean, it'll be.
So there's nothing you can do, that little awkward
Breaking up,
little
Mary.
thing over the garage.
Well, you know, I thought about.
I know it's existing, but it just looks so. It's.
That would
Yeah,
be
no,
a huge
horrible.
improvement if you could square that off or do something.
Well, I mean, but what I was thinking about was we could do, you know, sort of an extended gable, you know, bring it out 6 or 8 inches. It's still going to have this vertical piece, which I can't really lose unless I do further roof work. In the field, we will try and make that happen. I agree, it looks terrible. And so does the client.
Okay. Comments, anyone?
No,
It's good.
No,
looks
looks
fine.
good.
Yeah, looks good. It's an
Okay.
improvement.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, Mary.
You're welcome. I actually have the next one too.
Yes,
Oh.
18 Brandon Drive.
Okay, so this, I'll show you the picture. So this is a house that had a fire in October 2020. In the fire, the elderly man passed away. He's killed in the fire. His wife survived. I'm working with the son to rebuild. So it's been sitting there since October 2020, and this is how it is now. So in the rebuilding of it, you know, my comment to the owner was, nobody really wants a raised ranch anymore. That, you know, if we could make it into a colonial. We had engineers look at the foundation, which is in good shape. So what we're proposing to do is to build a 2-story colonial on the existing foundation. So let me see, I'll show you the neighbors. Oh no, I lost the neighbor picture somehow. I will find those. But anyway, so on the first floor, so in the basement, there's currently a 2-car garage and the workshop, which is actually where the fire started. We're going to extend that and make a 3-car garage because we have the space. There'll be a mudroom and then a finished basement with a patio. It's a walkout. We have to step up in order to get to our new first floor level. So it's going to be gradual steps up and then a front porch. So here you can see stepping up, here's the porch, and kind of a conventional contemporary house, 2-story foyer, dining room on one side, living room on the other. We have a fairly big footprint because it's existing. So I'm putting a home office here because everybody wants one. And then in the back, you know, large kitchen, eating area, and family room that will go along the back. It's a pretty site. It's 2 acres. It's wooded. It is hilly, but it's, you know, pretty private back there. On the second floor, there will be primary bedroom, 2 walk-in closets, large bathroom, and then down the hall, 3 additional family bedrooms. The original house was a 4-bedroom. We're staying with a 4-bedroom. And then from the front, stone facing, we're doing some standing seam metal just to kind of give it a little bit of punch. Asphalt shingle roof, hardy plank siding, and 2/2 windows. On the garage side, this is where we'll add that third bay, do a small roof over there, and similar detailing in the rear. This is our door out to the patio, our family room, and then our bedroom, bathrooms upstairs, small window in the attic. And then on the far side, once again, this will be the side of the dining room. These will be windows in the kitchen and bedroom, bathroom windows above.
What's happening to the gable here on the rear elevation where it's cut off? Yeah, where it's cut off on the left.
Well, it's cut off because we have this staggered foundation, which is existing. So this piece is sticking out beyond this piece.
Got it.
Comments from the pets? Yeah.
What was
That
that?
looks good. Are they?
Yeah,
Is the widow going to live there, or they're going to sell it?
She's in her 80s.
Not that it matters. No.
And I think she may keep it as a rental and have it for income. She's actually living in those new apartments that are on by Quaker Hill. But
that's so sad.
Yeah, no, it was. I
Not
think
the fire.
rough time for them. So
Yeah.
Travis, Brendan, any comments? I think it looks nice.
Oh, it looks
Looks
yeah,
nice.
it looks nice.
Yeah, it looks nice. And mentioned my only comment about the gable.
Okay. Thank you, Mary.
okay, thank you.
Thanks, Mary.
Okay. So there.
18 Dogwood Road. Jacqueline's on. And the homeowner?
Yes, they're here as well. Hi, good evening. My name is Jacqueline Tyler with Tyler Architecture and Planning. Am I able to share screen?
Yes.
So we have an existing residence, single family home that we are looking to do an addition on the one side, as well as some improvements you'll see in a minute over the drawings to enhance the front entry area as well. So this is the front, the existing side where majority of the work is going to take place. There's currently an existing deck here that you'll see in this photo that will be removed and replaced with an extension on this side. This is the garage side. We're not proposing any work at this corner or the back side of here. We are extending this back portion over on the side where I mentioned. Just gonna run through the neighbor. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wondering where Dogwood was.
Oh, sorry.
Or is.
Yep. Do I have? Am I able to pull? I don't have a map, but I can pull one up quickly if that's. Am I allowed to pull up a?
It's in the
That's
Kisco
okay.
Park area. It's in Kisco
Yeah.
Park.
Okay. All right. Got it.
Yep. It's at. Let me scroll down. I was actually on here. Let me show you. So some of the houses, it might be confusing because we have 18 Dogwood. And then we hop over to Kisco Park Drive. So it's at that intersection, just a few houses down. So this is the neighbor to the right side of us, neighbor to the left side of us. We're actually located behind here in this space. This house is facing Kisco Park Drive. And the back is facing our side. We have 47 Kisco Park Drive, 52 Red Oak Lane, which is located at the back side of our property, and 53 Kisco Park Drive. and 11 Dogwood is across the street. So we are looking, as I mentioned, jump back to the floor plans here. So you'll notice everything that's in gray over here, that is the addition. You can see the dashed line here, which represents the end of the existing residence. So we're extending approximately 13 and a half feet, 11 feet at the rear portion. As I mentioned, there is an existing deck that's here. We'll be replacing that deck with the structure itself, as well as including a lower terrace area. So we will be removing a portion of the existing roof and replacing it with a gable that will run from the front side all the way to the back side here, running that gable all the way over with the existing gable crossing into the new gable. We are looking to propose, I have the materials here and I'll jump to the side. We have some thin stone veneer at the bottom with some the vertical siding will be in the upper portion of the gable. Keeping the horizontal siding that you see currently will continue at the midsection of the building. And we are looking to have all white trim and fascia. I'm going to scroll down to here.
This wood siding, what kind of siding is it? The vertical
The
siding?
existing siding is vinyl siding currently.
And you're staying with vinyl?
Correct. We are working as best as we can with the extension with the budget as well. So we are, everything above will all be new hardy siding with the horizontal trim board. And then everything below there, we are replacing a large majority in the area of work with the stone veneer as well. Oh, I'm sorry. And then we do proposing the new front door with a black front door.
Do you have rear and side images like this?
I do not have, I just have the elevations. Scroll back up too. Sorry. So we have the side elevation here. We do have a walkout patio door down with to the terrace area. And this is the proposed rear. I can show you the existing rear as well if you'd like me to flash back to that.
Yes, please, if you can.
Sure. So we have the front portion here, the side, and then this is the back, the existing back.
Nice improvement.
Yeah, looks good.
That's proposed.
Travis, Brenda, anything?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, looks nice. Thank you. You approved.
Thank you very much for your time this evening.
Have a good night.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Night.
Okay. Our last application is 30 Salem Road.
Hey everyone, it's Holly. I'm gonna just pop my video on. I know David's on. David, I don't know if you wanted me to say anything or if you just want to jump in.
Yes, I tried to get the things working out.
Thanks.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is David Orango. I'm working for Rui Arellano Architect, and we are trying to present the project for 30 Salem Road. Let me share my screen with you guys. Okay, I have everything.
Is John the owner?
Oh, sorry. Is John?
No,
Owen
I am
on?
Holly Tedesco. Yep.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to introduce the owner of the property. Mrs. Tedesco is also with us tonight. Okay, let me explain the things. Let me go to the floor plans. We have an existing residence. We try to make like some addition in this left side of the house and the front porch and the second floor. This is how the house looks like now. And the addition we try to propose is in the...
Can we see photos of the house before you get into the
Yes,
plan?
sir. Give me 1 second.
And some neighboring.
Yeah, and just for a little
Houses too.
context, this house is in Chappaqua Ridge. So you saw the first house from Mary Scott
Okay.
is actually a neighbor. So the 4 photos below are actually all the houses you see from my house, to like straight ahead and to the right.
Okay, I don't know if you see my screen with the,
We do.
okay. This is the resident we have here. The existing resident. This is the resident in the rear. This is the size. I don't know if you see my cursor over there.
We
Yeah,
do.
We're good. We see it all.
This is the right size, and this is the left size of the house. And this is the neighbor. If you see that they're located by the colors, you know, this is pretty much in the front. From the right, and if you see the house in, is that this is the number 4, is here. It is 15 Playwood Road. And this is the 26 Old Mill Road. This is across the street. That one is 15 Plymouth. This is 19 Plymouth Road. And this house is in that location. Let me make the thing a little bit like that. Everyone see the screen?
Yep.
Okay.
It's good.
Perfect. Now we're going to the 4 plans. This is pretty much, we try to add this part of the foundation here in the foundation plan, and we added this section in the left side of the house, and you know, reconfigure a little bit in the front porch, the entrance. Now we're going in the first floor. We're redoing the kitchen, you know, to create more space, and you know, open the things, and like we mentioned in the thing is try to create new entrance on the first floor. The majority of the job is in the second floor. We try to open it up with some dormers, increase more space, and you know, try to make the elevations a little bit better, you know, to increase for dormers, new room. We reconfigure this room and make the master bedroom in the back over the garage, and the living room and addition they have in the first floor. That was pre-done long time ago, like I say 3 years or 4 years, I think. Now we're going to the elevations. This is the elevation we try now to create.
David, could I just make one suggestion? Can you close the bookmark on the left side of the screen?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
That's okay.
The right side too.
And the right side too, the comment.
Okay, let me see.
If you can.
And,
Sorry.
and maybe even just
Yeah, great.
enlarge to do full image. You know, widen the whole thing.
Let me check.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I'm
great.
working with 2 screens, and this is
If
crazy.
you go to the top right corner, next to the X, and just, yeah, that's it. There you go.
Okay, hold it up.
Got it there.
You see there?
Yeah, that's good. I can.
Okay.
see it.
Yeah,
You
that's
guys
fine.
see that?
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
That's
Okay,
okay.
now this is the front elevation. We try to make this a vertical siding, you know, you see here.
What material is that vertical siding?
Let me see.
Hey, David, could I jump in here? So our house is cedar shake and this
Yeah.
is hardy board. I actually want to proceed with all cedar shake. I think it just makes more sense for our house.
To be
So
all
the vertical
horizontal?
siding it won't be there.
Correct. It'll match color and cedar shake. The same. And to be honest, this house looked a lot like Mary Scott's when we bought it, and we had added that other addition. So we've already like done this. So we're using the same cedar shake.
Okay. The shingles we propose is matched to existing. Windows, because we have new windows, try to match the existing we have, because in this one here, we make an addition before, those windows are existing, but the new ones have tried to be the match the existing. And the, excuse me, the horizontal siding is proposed matching the existing.
Okay, over the garage door where the square window is that going to also be horizontal siding to match?
This is a vertical, this is this one is existing.
No, it's all going to match. It's all going to match the original. I can
Yes.
pull up the existing photo if you'd like.
Let me check the photo we have here. This is previously.
And David, if you want, I can grab the screen and show the photo if you.
Oh,
if you
yes,
like.
please.
Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to. Oh, can you unshare for a second?
Yes, hold it. Yep.
Okay. I'm attempting to share. Let me know if you can see.
We see the beach.
Yeah, that's good.
Don't we wish? I know, Half Moon Bay. Okay.
Wow, that's clear for Half Moon Bay. Half Moon Bay is usually fogged up. I'm from around there. So.
Open share preferences, 1 second. Boy, can I drop it in the chat? Is there a chat I can drop this photo in?
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, is it a link?
Do you see the chat below? Do you see that where there's like a chat bubble?
You can.
I'm gonna drop a photo in the chat if that works for you, because I'm having trouble sharing. Okay, it'll be in a moment once I can grab it off my desktop. But the goal is for everything to be consistent and match. Sorry, guys. Oh, here we go. You cannot chat. Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I noticed that before, that the chat was disabled or something.
I think it was disabled.
I'm gonna try one more time to share and see if I can share.
Well, we can look at the photos that David.
Yeah, they're
shared with
small.
us
I don't know if
before.
you can blow them up, David. If you could blow up that top left photo of the house.
Okay, 1 second. Let me see. Can I share my screen again?
Yes.
Okay. 1 second. You see the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
We see. So you're just going to pop
Yeah,
a square
that's fine.
window in the existing siding. You're just going to put a window over the garage. Is that what we were looking at?
Yep.
And this is, you
Okay.
see if the dormer have here is this doggy dormer. We try to propose, because we have tried to make the room a little bit bigger, you know, to make the things into the roof, make like
Can you-
more bigger gable. Yes.
Can you go back to the elevations, please?
Yes. Is here. Now?
No,
Not this one?
we're still seeing the same image. Which I
Oh,
guess
let me
was a
see,
movie.
because I have my thing here. Let me go back. You see in there or not?
No.
No.
It'd be the same photograph of the house.
Hold it. Let me open it up. Nothing?
No.
You might have to stop share and then start again or something.
Okay, let me see. Hold it. Stop share. And share a screen again. Okay. You see it now?
Yeah, now we see.
Okay. Yeah, you see, this is the dormer we increase. And the window there with the vertical siding and the horizontal for the garage.
Which windows are changing? I see some of them are darker and some are lighter.
Yes, the darker window, you know, with the gray hatch, is
Mhm.
the new ones. And the existing one are plain, if they are not have any, like, we can say color, that is the windows we change.
So on the other
Yes.
side elevation, number 2, that's an existing elevation.
That is, and number 2 is an existing elevation,
Oh.
and we don't change any windows there.
So what about the back? You're putting in more than half the windows new, and yet it's
Yes.
so disorganized. There's no relationship between any of the windows. Is there a way you can organize that facade better?
We can check, in the floor plan we have here. Okay, let me close this and this. You see the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold it. Let me see, go back to the third floor. Sorry, again, this thing. Okay. The existing windows are for the bathroom. They propose for this new bedroom, the bedroom we have here for the second floor. We maybe, yes, maybe we can try to align it up a little bit, but the thing is are for the space over we have here, because we have to conform in this new dormer we have in the back. We try to move it up a really little bit to align it up with the windows in the existing window in the first floor. But for
It's not
example,
even just for the first floor. They're not the second floor. They're different sizes, shapes. Some are two together, some are singles. It's just there's no cohesion at all.
Can you go back to the elevation, please?
yes. Yes.
I mean, like the lower right half of the right half of the rear elevation, you're only saving 3 windows, and they almost have relationship to each other. Why can't you insert the other windows in a way that has a nice proportion?
Oh, we can explore the idea, yeah, and figure out, how it looks like in the floor plan.
Find something that works on the inside, but also works on the outside.
Yep, we can try to do that.
That's my only comment, guys. How about you?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I don't know, we don't need to look at it now, but it didn't look like the floor plan actually matches this elevation in terms of those windows on the back. But if you're revisiting them, that's a moot point.
Can we jump into that a little bit, David? Because I think one of the challenges is you step down into the bedroom, and so I think you should explain the way the bedroom and bathroom are working on the left-hand side, regardless of making changes, just so we can get clear from you all on feedback.
Yes, because, yes, Mrs. Tedesco is right. We're going lower this floor, this level here is, you have 1, 2, and 3 steps down because it's in different height. And sometimes, because we lower that thing, the windows don't match the same sill or header over there. That means in this part, the windows are lower and this part are a little higher. Because this level is, like we can say 2 or 3 feet 6 down over this level. And these windows are here a little bit higher than this one there.
That's
That is the
okay. I
consequence of
understand
There's
that.
also a bathtub in there. So I think like one of the issues is the bathtub placement too, where it has to be. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, again, it's neither here nor there if this is going to be revisited, but that's not, the window above the bathtub is not showing up right on this floor plan. I mean,
Right.
you've got an indicator eye, maybe it's window I is meant to be there, but it's not. And likewise in the sitting area, there was a window on the facade, but it's not showing up in the floor plan. Maybe that's what B is meant to be in the sitting area, but it's not there.
Right. And the 2 H's, maybe you can squeeze them together a little bit so the spacing between the bathroom and the bedroom windows has a rhythm to it. It still works on the inside. There's just no relationship on anything.
You mean into these 2 windows?
Well, those 3 windows. So the bathtub, I understand it's going to be a shorter window than the other 2. But why can't there be some rhythm between the spacing of the 3 windows?
Oh, okay, let me go back to the plan.
I mean, they can be. You can squeeze, you know, it could be.
Okay, because
But we'll ask you to explore it. And what's underneath that? I see a big blank wall underneath that. What's on the first floor down there?
Oh, hold it. We have this.
Oh, the closet.
This one there, and that have these windows are here in the garage. I mean, if these windows are these 2,
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at that big blank space.
and this there is go back to here.
It's the walk-in closet.
Okay, I think they closed the floor plan. Yes, the walk-in closet. Let me see if I can open the floor plan again.
It's on the first floor in the back.
Yes, let me 1 second. I try to open it up then because I closed by mistake. Yes, it's the closet here, and you have that window. Is the window here, this little window. Also, this
That's
garage is a little bit lower than the.
That's existing, right? Right.
Yep, that is an existing. All these are existing, all these ones.
Right, so, but I think we'd like, there's so many new ones, we'd like to see if you can give some thought into inserting them in a more balanced rhythm that still suits your needs on the inside of the house, but, you know, has, you know, something a little more cohesive. And if you can.
And then when you come.
Front elevation with the horizontal siding.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ann, you say something?
No, I was going to say the same thing, to make sure you get rid of that vertical siding and put horizontal in there, if that's what you want.
All right, you'll automatically be on the next meeting.
Glad you on. I just need the revised plans 1 week prior to the meeting. The meeting is February 16th.
Thanks everyone for the feedback.
Thank you.
Thank you.
night.
Thank you.
Can we just stay on for 1 sec? I don't know who John Olin is and this other number.
Hey everyone, I was just on the line to support my friend Holly Tedesco. Sorry, staying muted in the background. All right, thanks. I'll see you all later.
We thought we had some
Thank you.
fans coming in. Yeah.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.